All right, we are halfway through the first month of the new year, 2024. And I ask you, where are you at? Take a look back to the first of the year when we were all so excited for that reset. You were ready to take on the year. And I just want you to ask yourself where you're at today. Are you still as excited as you were 15 days ago? Are you still ready to take on the world? Are you still so determined that this is going to be the year? This is going to be your year. Because I know what happened, and it used to happen to me all the time and happens to so many people, is the habitual habits and the behavior sneaks back in. And the truth is, it only takes a day or two of not doing what you say you're going to do, or letting the excuses come in, or all the reasons, that you will be back exactly to where you started before you were so excited to take on the year. So I ask you, think about that. I mean, I'm feeling kind of crappy, actually, under the weather, and I could have very easily just not done this today and not shown up. But in doing that, I'm not keeping my promises to myself. I'm not living from the person that I intend to become. That already has the goal that I have set. She shows up in a completely different way than I show up today. And I can't say and stress this enough. You will not get to your goals from who you are today by doing the same things, reading the same things, being in the rooms with the same people, complaining about the same things, doing the same things. So think about it. What do you need to change right now in this moment to come from your goal? You see, I could have not shown up today, or I could have put it off a day or two, or, whatever, just because I'm not feeling the best. But I know that regardless of how I'm feeling, you push through and you do this. And by keeping my promises to myself and doing what I say I'm going to do, the self-image, it increases. And then I come from that place and I keep my other promises to myself, and my self-image increases. And then I come from there. And can you see how this is such a snowball effect? And it's so, so very important. So I ask you, what can you do today to keep your promise to yourself, even if you're not feeling good, or if it's really, really cold outside like it is here where I'm at, or maybe it's the weather, or maybe you're arguing or fighting with someone that you care about, whether it be a spouse, a partner, a kid, a business partner, a boss, whatever, a friend. You still can show up for yourself. And I ask you as well, look at your triggers and look at your go-tos. So I know when I was struggling and at my worst point with alcohol before I quit drinking about 7 years ago, um, every reason was a reason to drink, because the sun was out, because it was raining, because I just closed a deal, because a deal fell apart, because everything's just so amazing, because everything's just so shitty. I mean, think about it. So watch your triggers and watch them closely. And I invite you, when you go to reach for that pill, or reach for the drink, or reach for the pipe, whatever it is, the substance that helps numb it, that helps you get through the day. Just think about it. Think about trying something different. If it's a crutch for you, if it's medication that you need, that's a whole different thing. But if it's for anxiety, if it's for depression, if it's for any of those ailments, what can you do physically today and mentally to just notch it up a little bit? A lot of the anxiety that I've learned that I created. It was something that came from somewhere far deeper, that I had to go in and actually do some work on myself to release. So again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to give medical advice or anything like that, but it was just weighing on my heart, because I have a friend who I've known for many, many years. And the way she just treats her body and what she's putting into it, and she's taking a pill to take a pill because of a pill. And it's just a lot. And I don't even think she realizes what she's doing. And I know her well enough to know that a lot of what she's creating herself. And she always has. And it's in studying myself and in understanding myself that I can see in others what they can't see in themselves. And I can understand why people do what they do and why they don't do what they know they should do. It's just amazing. And so many of us are in survival mode, and so many of us are just trying to get through the day and get by. So if that's you, I invite you to give yourself a break. Number one, give yourself some grace and just live in today. Live in the moment and say, if I could just do one thing, what would it be? And go from there. If I could just show up and keep one promise to myself, what would it be? I can get 1% better today, regardless of how I'm feeling or what's going on around me. What will that 1% be today? You know, if you want to start working out, but your body's just not wanting it, or you just cannot find the motivation, what's one thing you can do for 5 minutes? And if 5 minutes seems like a lot, 3 minutes. And if 3 minutes seems like a lot, 1 minute. Like, start getting these wins, because I know more than anything of the people I'm talking to and of what I'm seeing, that the mental health crisis in this country and probably in the world, it is astounding. And we need connections. We need each other now more than ever. And we need our higher power, whether that be God, universe, source, spirit, you know, whatever it is to you. We need to lean into our faith, and we need to lean into ourselves, and we need to lean into the power we have it within us, because we're all so very powerful, and we are our only problem and our only solution, and it all starts with us. So do what you need to do today to get one step closer to the life that you truly desire and want. And I really encourage you to think about and journal. I know that's a trigger word itself for some people. Or take your phone and get the memo out and record in your voice if you don't like to write, but somehow really decide what you're going to start doing differently today and what that looks like. And you know, how you can show up differently and start keeping the promises to yourself. And just 1% better every day. That's all it takes. And today I'm just going to keep it shorter than usual, because again, I'm not feeling the best, but I still showed up and I'm still doing what I say I'm going to do, because it's that important to me. And think about your goal, and think about where you're going, and think about how that person, that version of you shows up, and show up like it today. Even if it's for 5 minutes, feel it as if it's already here and done, and really embrace that and do that every day. You know, if you can do it a few times a day, set an alarm on your phone. I know people that set alarm every 5 hours, every 3 hours, and some every hour, just to really feel into that future version of yourself. Because the more that you impress that upon your subconscious, the more it will be accepted, and all the circumstances, people, money, opportunities will be put in your path. But you do have to show up. You can't just sit back and hope and wish and dream and manifest this to happen. It's through the action and the doing and showing up and doing the work when no one else is watching. That's where you're rewarded. So think about that. Think about what it is you can do today and watch the triggers. What can you unbecome? What do you need to let go of? What do you need to stop doing? and put a plan in place for that. Put a plan in place to stop doing the things that are holding you back. Stop being the version of yourself, your past version. Stop being the worst version of yourself today and do the 1% better, because it's in the doing and it's in the awareness of what it is that you need to become and unbecome. That's where the gifts lie. And that's where the transformation happens. So get comfortable being uncomfortable, lean into it, and decide today that you're worth it. And your dreams, your goals, your desires, they're out there waiting for you. And I'm sure if you're anything like me, you also have people that depend on you and depend on this. So use whatever tool or form of motivation you need in order to get you into action. And even if it's for 10 minutes, push through, regardless of how you're feeling, push through, because the amateurs are the ones that let all the excuses keep them from doing what it is they should do. The truly successful people, the true entrepreneurs, show up and do it regardless of how they're feeling. So check yourself, check what you need to check at the door, and step into the best version of yourself, because it's a gift and it's beautiful. And that's all I want for you. So 1% better. Start today.